We are back here at Atlantic Health System, home of Atlantic Sports Health with Dr. Martins, and we are going to be talking about genetic testing for sport. A lot of companies out there are offering these types of tests for athletes to see what sport you can excel in. What are your viewpoints, and can you give us background on genetic testing in general?
Absolutely, Bill. So you're right. In the last 5 years or so, we've seen a tremendous increase in the direct-to-consumer genetic testing. Things like 23andMe and other companies that are offering these services. And some have really found a niche in terms of sports performance testing, looking at certain genes that have been reported to be able to code for sprinters versus endurance runners or muscle strength, type 1, type 2 fibers. So a little bit of background probably would be important here. The genes are our genetic makeup, our blueprint for what our body will make. And so in essence, we've got about 30,000 genes in our body. We know what the majority of them do, but the reality is there's only about a 1% difference between your genes and my genes. Wow. And looking at that genetic variability has helped us predict what those genes do. There's a project called the Human Genome Project, and they've looked specifically at the athletic gene. And right now, there are probably 20 to 25 genes that they're certain code for different abilities in sports and athletics. Mm-hmm. The big ones that you hear about is the ACE gene and the actin gene, and they code for VO2 and endurance and muscle strength. So that's kind of the background I think that people need to understand when they look at this genetic testing.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting, and there's so much science coming out now with the advancement of technology. Talk to us about, if you're a parent and you're looking at the opportunity to genetically test your child to see if they would excel in a specific sport. What are your personal viewpoints on that? What would you say to parents?
Well, we here at Atlantic Health have a very large and robust genetic department, and they do a lot of genetic testing. I discourage my patients from doing it for the reasons for sports and performance. I think if you've got risk factors in your family and are looking for concerns about cancers, other things, I think it makes a lot of sense. But I really discourage our parents from testing their kids to see if they have these sports performance genes. I don't think it brings value. If you've got a young athlete who's motivated, doing well, and excited about a sport, I don't think there's any reason to do this.
Right.
It could discourage them from doing the sport if they don't have the gene, and I don't think it brings value if they do have the gene. So I tell parents to avoid these direct-to-consumer testing for sports performance.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've got two sons in high school sports, junior and a freshman, competing in basketball, football, and I don't think it brings value either, because at the end of the day, these genes are testing if you're able to become world class.
Correct.
Well, let's first get our athletes to be able to compete at the high school level and enjoy their experience at high school, and if they do well, maybe they'll go on to college. And if someone was to tell me as a young high school athlete or I would never be a good javelin thrower or couldn't reach the world level, I would have been shot. And I went on to become a Division I All-American in the javelin, and it helped me pay for college. Sure. Really valuable information. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.